Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there lived a young boy named Chidi. Chidi was a happy child who loved to play with his friends and help his father on the farm. He had a kind and gentle mother who took care of him with all her heart. Sadly, Chidi's mother fell ill and passed away. Chidi and his father, Obi, were very sad, but they knew they had to be strong. After some time, Obi decided to marry again so Chidi would have someone to take care of him while he worked. Obi married a woman named Amara. At first, Amara seemed nice, but soon after the wedding, she began to show her true colors. She was mean and unkind to Chidi, treating him like a servant. "Chidi, fetch me water from the river," Amara would shout. "And make sure you sweep the entire house before your father returns." Chidi tried his best to obey his stepmother, but no matter how hard he worked, Amara was never satisfied. She would always find something to scold him about. One day, Chidi's father, Obi, had to go on a long journey to trade their farm's crops in the big city. Before leaving, he told Amara to take good care of Chidi. "I will, my husband," Amara said with a fake smile. But as soon as Obi was out of sight, Amara's face turned cold. "Now that your father is gone, you will do all the chores, Chidi. And you will sleep in the barn with the animals," she ordered. Chidi felt very sad and lonely, but he did as he was told. He missed his mother and wished she were there to comfort him. Every night, as he lay on the straw in the barn, he would look up at the stars and pray for a better life. One evening, while Chidi was fetching water from the river, he met an old woman sitting by the water's edge. She had a kind face and eyes that sparkled like the stars. "Why do you look so sad, child?" the old woman asked. Chidi hesitated but then poured out his heart to her, telling her everything about his wicked stepmother. The old woman listened carefully and then said, "Do not worry, Chidi. I will help you. Take this small pouch of magic seeds. Plant them in your father's garden, and you will see something wonderful happen." Chidi thanked the old woman and hurried home, clutching the pouch tightly. He planted the seeds in the garden as she had instructed. To his amazement, the seeds grew overnight into a beautiful, lush garden filled with fruits and flowers of all kinds. When Amara saw the garden, she was furious. "How did this happen?" she demanded. Chidi, afraid to tell her the truth, said, "I do not know, stepmother. I only planted some seeds." Amara's eyes narrowed with suspicion, but she said nothing more. The next day, Chidi found a note in the garden from the old woman. It read, "Keep believing in your heart's goodness, Chidi. More wonders await you." And so, Chidi continued to tend the magical garden, finding comfort in its beauty and the kindness of the old woman. Little did he know that his adventures were just beginning, and that soon, he would discover the true power of the magic seeds and the secret of the old woman's identity. But for now, Chidi held on to hope, knowing that even in the darkest times, there was always a glimmer of light. One day, as Chidi was working in the magical garden, he noticed something strange. A beautiful, brightly colored bird was perched on one of the fruit trees. The bird had feathers that shimmered in the sunlight, and its eyes sparkled with intelligence. "Hello, little bird," Chidi said, feeling a strange sense of comfort from the bird's presence. To his surprise, the bird spoke. "Hello, Chidi. I am a friend sent by the old woman you met by the river. She is not just any old woman, she is a wise elder with great magic. She sees your kindness and wants to help you." Chidi was astonished. "What should I do?" he asked the bird. The bird replied, "Continue to care for the garden and be patient. The magic will reveal itself in time. Remember to stay kind and brave, no matter how hard things become." Chidi nodded and continued to work in the garden, feeling a renewed sense of hope. Meanwhile, Amara grew more and more suspicious of Chidi. She noticed how the garden flourished and how Chidi seemed happier despite all the chores she gave him. One evening, as Chidi was in the garden, Amara sneaked out to spy on him. She saw him talking to the magical bird and became furious. "This must be the reason behind the garden's magic," she muttered to herself. "I must find a way to stop this." The next morning, Amara pretended to be kind to Chidi. "Chidi, you have worked so hard. Today, you can take a rest. I will take care of the garden," she said with a sly smile. Chidi was surprised but grateful. He decided to take a walk to the river where he had first met the old woman. As he sat by the water, the old woman appeared again. "Why are you here, Chidi?" she asked gently. "Stepmother allowed me to rest today," Chidi replied. "But I am worried she might do something to the garden." The old woman frowned. "You are right to be cautious. Amara's heart is filled with jealousy and anger. Here, take this charm. It will protect the garden and reveal the truth." Chidi took the charm and hurried back home. When he reached the garden, he saw Amara trying to cut down the magical trees. As soon as he placed the charm on the ground, a bright light surrounded the garden, and Amara was thrown back. "What is this magic?" Amara screamed. The old woman appeared in the garden, her presence commanding and powerful. "Amara, your wickedness has been revealed. You have treated Chidi poorly and tried to destroy what is good. You will face the consequences of your actions." Amara was terrified. "Please, forgive me. I will change," she pleaded. The old woman shook her head. "Only true remorse and kindness can change your fate. For now, you must leave this house and reflect on your actions." With a wave of her hand, Amara was sent away from the village. Chidi's father, Obi, returned home to find the garden more beautiful than ever and Chidi safe and happy. "What happened here?" Obi asked. Chidi told his father everything. Obi hugged his son tightly. "You have shown great courage and kindness, Chidi. I am proud of you." The old woman smiled at them both. "Chidi, you have a pure heart. The magic of the garden will always protect you. Remember, kindness and bravery are the greatest powers you possess." Chidi and his father lived happily, tending to their magical garden and sharing its bounty with the villagers. The old woman's visits became less frequent, but Chidi always felt her presence in the beauty and magic of the garden, and so, Chidi's adventures continued, filled with lessons of kindness, courage, and the enduring power of love. Years passed, and Chidi grew into a strong and wise young man. The garden flourished under his care, becoming a place of wonder and healing for the entire village. People from far and wide would visit to see the magical garden and hear the story of the brave boy who had nurtured it. One day, as Chidi was working in the garden, a familiar figure appeared at the gate. It was Amara, but she looked different. Her face was softer, her eyes filled with genuine remorse. "Chidi," she began, her voice trembling. "I have come to ask for your forgiveness. I was wrong to treat you so cruelly. In my time away, I have learned the value of kindness and love." Chidi paused, remembering all the hardships she had caused him. But then he thought of the lessons from the old woman and the magic of the garden. He approached Amara and looked into her eyes. "Amara," he said gently, "everyone deserves a second chance if they truly wish to change. I forgive you." Amara's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, Chidi. I will spend the rest of my life making up for my mistakes." From that day forward, Amara worked alongside Chidi and his father in the garden. She showed kindness and care to everyone she met, slowly earning the villagers' trust and respect. One evening, as the sun set over the lush garden, the old woman appeared once more. She smiled at Chidi, her eyes filled with pride. "You have done well, Chidi," she said. "Your heart has remained pure, and you have shown that love and forgiveness are the greatest magics of all." Chidi bowed his head. "Thank you, wise one. I could not have done it without your guidance." The old woman placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. The magic of the garden will always be with you, as long as you hold love and kindness in your heart. With that, the old woman vanished, leaving behind a golden glow that settled over the garden, making it even more beautiful. Chidi, his father, and Amara continued to live in harmony, sharing the garden's bounty and the lessons they had learned. The village thrived, united by the story of forgiveness and the enduring power of goodness, and so, the tale of Chidi and the wicked stepmother turned kind spread far and wide, reminding everyone that even the darkest hearts could find the light with love and patience.